21st, the Clausen family countdown to Christmas. Ballerina, 4 days till Christmas. The house smelled of freshly baked bread on the 21st day of December. Molly and Cam ran to the kitchen to see what concoction Mom had made for breakfast. Mom was just putting the finishing touches on a Christmas wreath coffee cake. The cinnamon sugar icing was flowing over the sides, topped with mint leaves and candied cherries. Served with an eggnog smoothie, it was another breakfast masterpiece. Fueled with breakfast, Molly and Cam were raring to start the day's adventure. Molly looked out the window to see how Scoop the snowman was doing. "We should stop and see Scoop this afternoon before coming inside," she said. "He must get lonely out there." Cam agreed and promised to remind Molly. Finishing everything on their list of chores, the children were finally ready to go. It was Molly's turn to select the villager. She opened the box and removed a beautiful ballerina. Molly didn't care much for ballet, but she loved the fancy outfits. The ballerina wore a pink sequin tutu, pink tights, and white satin dance shoes. Her hair was pinned up with a flowered band. She was magnificent, thought Molly. "Where are you going to put her?" asked Cam. "I don't remember seeing a dance studio in the village." "Let's put her by the church and ask Ella," said Molly. Cam agreed since Ella knew everything about the village. Molly placed the ballerina by the church door. Suddenly the children were swept into a wild flurry of snow and gazump landed right into the village near the bridge in front of the church. Molly and Cam stood up to introduce themselves. The ballerina looked at the children and suddenly started twirling away. "Well, that was not nice at all," said Molly. Ella flew down from the church steeple. "She didn't mean to be rude," explained Ella. "Your new friend is practicing to be a prima ballerina." "What does that mean?" asked Molly. "A prima ballerina is the most important dancer in a ballet company," Ella explained. "It takes years of practice to earn the title." "Do you know her?" asked Cam. "Yes, I have seen her dance many times," said Ella. "Her name is Amy." She told the children that Amy practiced in a studio above the law office. "Can we watch her practice?" asked Molly. "I'm sure she would not mind," said Ella. Molly and Cam followed Ella to the dance studio. Entering the studio, they found Amy practicing with many other ballerinas. Ella and the children took seats in a small gallery. As the practice continued, Molly thought that Amy was the best dancer of all. "Why are there so many ballerinas here?" asked Molly. "They are practicing for the annual Christmas performance," said Ella. The ballerinas finished with practice. Amy walked to the gallery where Ella and the children were sitting. "Who are your little friends?" asked Amy. "This is Molly and Cam," replied Ella. "They come to the village quite often." "You dance beautifully," said Molly. "I'm sure you will be a prima ballerina some day." Amy thanked Molly for the compliment. "Becoming a prima takes dedication and many hours of grueling practice," said Amy. "There isn't much time for play." Molly felt bad that Amy did not have time for fun. "Would you like to play with me and Cam?" she asked. After some thought, Amy replied excitedly, "Yes, I would like to play." Amy, Ella, and the children climbed down the stairs from the dance studio into the alley below. "What sort of fun are you thinking of?" asked Amy. "Let's go skiing or sledding," said Cam. "It will take too long to get there, Cam, and the day is half over," said Molly. As they walked through the village, Amy took a sudden turn towards a carousel. "Not the horses again!" cried Molly. Amy stopped just before the carousel and went straight to the frozen pond. "I haven't ice skated since I was about your age," said Amy. After finding skates to fit her grown-up feet, Amy ventured onto the ice. Starting slowly to gain her balance, Amy seemed to float across the pond. As her confidence grew, the ballerina made turns and spins like a professional. Molly and Cam watched in amazement. Amy sped across the pond to perform a jump when something caught her eye. Losing balance, she fell into a snowbank. Molly and Cam ran to Amy, fearing she was injured. Before the children could get there, they saw Casey reach down to help Amy from the deep snow. "Thank you, kind sir," said Amy. Picking her up, Casey carried Amy to a bench nearby. "Where did you come from?" asked Molly. "I was riding the carousel horse and came running when I saw her fall," replied Casey. Amy was thankful for Casey's help and gave him a kiss on the cheek. Suddenly, Casey turned from a nutcracker soldier into a handsome prince. "I knew it!" cried Molly. "Yes, you were right, but I could not tell you," explained Casey. "An evil troll cast a spell on me many years ago. Only true love's kiss could remove it." "Now you will battle the Mouse King," said Molly. "No, I'm not going to battle any mouse. That would be silly," replied Casey. Amy and Casey walked the children home. "Thank you for bringing us together," said Amy. Molly and Cam bid their friends good night, promising to visit them soon. Molly reached for the door handle, then remembered they were going to visit Scoop. The children walked around the house to find Mom putting fresh snow on Scoop. "There you go," said Mom to the snowman. "The children will be home soon." Molly and Cam slipped into the house without letting Mom know they saw her. They went to bed that night, very suspicious that Mom knew about the village. To be continued.